Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
All right, the Kirby on Sports podcast. We are here at Meritus Park, home of the inaugural season of the Hagerstown Flying Boxcars. I am here with the voice of the Flying Boxcars, Jordan Nicewarner. First and foremost, thanks so much for your time. We are here in front of the Boxcars dugout, just overlooking batting practice. You can't see it, but you can probably hear some of the music and just the players taking cuts, playing the Southern Maryland Blue Craps tonight. But first and foremost, what a beautiful venue for baseball.
Yeah, well, Kirby, I appreciate you having me on your podcast. It's nice to be able to talk about, like you said, this beautiful Jewel Box ballpark here in downtown Hagerstown. And, I grew up just a few blocks from here, so I worked for the Suns and went to the Suns games forever. So it was, I guess, maybe a little tough to visualize what it was going to look like while they were building it as fast as they built it. But now that it's here, I mean, you can't beat it. And there's been some good baseball being played too, which helps.
Yeah, we can get into the baseball, but before that, how did this opportunity come about? New club, you've been around baseball, you worked with the Suns, like you said, but sort of the originations of how this club started. Can you sort of take me through that from your perspective?
Blackie Bowen and the ownership group, they came together because baseball's been in Hagerstown forever. I think before the game today, there's going to be a Willie Mays tribute. Of course, he passed away a few days ago, but he got his start here playing against Hagerstown for a Trenton team way back when. Babe Ruth played here, on their train tours back in the day. So there's always been baseball. And when the Suns got, cut and a part of that minor league system reshuffling that the Major League Ball Club went through, there was really a void, I think, here in Hagerstown. There's a lot of fans, and you'll see here tonight, averaging around 3,000, I think, per game. A lot of big baseball fans here in Hagerstown. So it took, a few years and some convincing and some help from the state of Maryland and the Maryland Stadium Authority. But with that private backing, the great ownership and management crew here, they got the job done in an unbelievably short amount of time. And they really put a great product together for, the ball team and for the fans that are coming to check out some baseball.
So this is a league that is supported by the MLB, but not technically minor league. But it looks like some good baseball across the board. Can you sort of tell us about sort of the league that the Boxcars are in, and how could this potentially be a step to the majors in a way?
Yeah, so it's the American League, or Atlantic League of Professional Baseball, the ALPB. And if you are familiar with minor league baseball, or you're a minor league fan, you'll recognize a lot of the names in this league. It's a lot of former minor league system teams that have, just found a home still playing some baseball. But I would say that the play you'll see out on the field is somewhere between Double-A and Triple-A in affiliated ball. Maybe depending on the team, it's a little bit higher than that, or lower, the opposite way. But it is a great stepping stone. A lot of guys have gone from here to major league systems. Chase Selesky, a pitcher for the Boxcars, starting pitcher for the first half of this first half, his contract got bought by the Nationals. So he got slotted in, I believe, in Potomac in their Double-A. So it's a great stepping stone. I think the misconception was that this was just going to be adult league baseball coming in here to Hagerstown, but it is certainly not that. There's a lot of former pro guys on this team. The final half of this series against Staten Island, Pablo Sandoval will be here for 3 games. Jackie Bradley Jr. is in this league. You'll see some really great ball getting played here at Meritus Park and in this league in total.
So, for any of the viewers, listeners of the Kirby on Sports podcast who are local and haven't been to Hagerstown, give us a couple reasons why they should come out here ASAP.
Well, if you haven't seen pictures of the stadium, it's state-of-the-art. I'm fairly certain it's the newest baseball stadium in the country. It almost has to be, I think. But if you're down in the Winchester area, it's a short little drive up Interstate 81. And downtown Hagerstown has a lot of stuff going on as well. There's a lot of good places to eat, cafes, bars, maybe if you want to get something to eat and drink before the game. But it's with it being right in downtown Hagerstown, and was Municipal Stadium in downtown? Technically, yes, but this is right in downtown. It just gives a different feel coming to the game. I'm sure you can probably say walking in. You're walking through town, you got traffic, and then all of a sudden, boom, this ballpark kind of pops up in front of you. So if you're a baseball fan and a fan of ballparks, that's one good reason. But the merch is great. We got nice, shirts and polos you can get and whatnot. The food is really good here as well. So a lot of things. I thought I felt ball was coming in. A lot of great reasons to come here, and of course, the baseball is great too.
So you are the play-by-play guy. You're only at home, right?
Correct.
So a lot of excitement. I've heard some of your colleagues doing some background on the Boxcars before coming up here. The radio voice sounds pretty clean, but just a lot of excitement, a lot of sold out games too, from what I've heard. Just take me through the baseball you're seeing from the Boxcars. I know this video will be uploaded a little bit after the conclusion of the game versus the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs, but what have you seen so far?
Well, when you got guys like Cito, Culver sending them out of here left, right, and center, it makes it pretty easy on my part to keep the energy up, and for the fans, a sold-out crowd to be into things as well. But it's been a fun experience. It's been an interesting experience, and I appreciate it. Doing Shepherd athletics for a handful of years with Tyson Bagent, that whole wild ride it was with him, especially now that he's in the pros, and I think he could be a starting quarterback, but I think he's in a good spot and back up there in Chicago. But no, I appreciate it, and it's fun, and you can't beat coming here and watching baseball day in and day out. And I wish I could travel, because that's where you really get to know the guys and get to be part of the team. But this ain't so bad either.
But this is how many games sort of season is this in this league for the Boxcars? And if they were to make the playoffs, what's the playoffs looking like?
So it'd be about 70-ish games with the playoffs involved. The season's set up just like it is in affiliated minor league ball. It's got 2 halves. The first half of the season ends on July 4th, so it's coming up, and then you wipe the slate clean, the record clean, you get back going. You can, the Boxcars are, in the bottom of the division right now, but that being said, in the second half, they could, get a couple pieces in, or maybe figure out a way to get things rolling a little bit faster, and then they could be playoff bound. But around 70 games, and half of which will be here at home and the rest on the road. So still plenty of time to come out and watch some ball games. And if you can't make it to any of the games, you can of course watch on Flow Sports.
Yeah, with yours truly right there. But with the amount of home games, you have a lot of opportunities to come to the ballpark, watch baseball. It must be cool. Are you getting into sort of a rhythm in terms of play-by-play? And I know you've been doing this a while, but with this team, does the view from your spot, because I was up there in your little broadcast perch earlier, that must never get old, coming here at the amount of times as you do?
Well, the only other baseball broadcast view I had, other than a few times at Shepherd University, was at the old Municipal Stadium, where you were literally about 70 feet overhanging home plate. And that was a really cool view too. But this right on level with any fly ball really, so it's easier to read, it's easy to watch a play unfold. And this is my first year doing both really the play-by-play and the color commentary. When I was with the Suns, my dad actually did the color commentating for me, but that took a little to get used to just hearing myself for goodness 3 hours at a time talking about baseball. But as I mentioned, these guys, although the record might not necessarily show it, they're playing some really fun and energetic baseball. So that makes my job all the easier.
The Hagerstown Flying Boxcars, a beautiful stadium. Much appreciated the time with the voice of the Boxcars, Jordan Nicewarner, and for sure the Kirby on Sports podcast will have to make the trek back out here. It's not even close to first pitch yet, but I'm just enjoying everything this ballpark has to offer. Really appreciate your time. Let's do it again.
Absolutely, and hey, I'm more than happy to have you on the broadcast anytime I want to set it up. And be ready too, if you're a fan of home runs, this stadium is a launching pad. You can see out the right center, the wind blows straight out constantly. So if you like high-scoring baseball, this can be a place for that. But thank you, and I appreciate you having me on your podcast.
Shout out Q. Shout out Q.
Please join us in a moment of silence as we honor one of the greatest baseball players of all time, the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays. Thank you.
All right, the Flying Boxcars defeat the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs 10-3 in their first game back at home. I'm joined by the starting pitcher, Robert Klinchock. And it's funny, you played baseball at Shenandoah University, now here in Hagerstown. First and foremost, you were coming from the pen out to start. How do you think you did your first start?
Not bad. I kind of think of it kind of like playing golf. You know, I reached a par 5 and 2, but I 3-putted for par. So, yeah, you know, obviously it's my first start since, 2019 or so. So it's been a while, but, I'm happy just to step up and, fill the role for now.
So coming out of the bullpen to starting, does anything change in that capacity in terms of your mindset from you're coming out of the pen to you're on the mound starting?
Yeah, I kind of treat every outing kind of more so like a close opportunity and just go one inning at a time, one pitch, one batter at a time, and just keep it super simple.
So maybe more broad picture, the first year in Hagerstown, just look at this amazing park we're at. The skyline behind. I mean,
awesome.
Pitching out here, what is that like?
It's great. Obviously this town's had a ton of baseball throughout the years, and it's nice to finally be able to bring it back. The crowd's great. We had about 3,000 strong tonight. Field's immaculate. It's top of the line. Everything's amazing. It's all I could ask for.
So how did it come about? You getting to the Boxcars in that way, being it's in the inaugural season for this club? Yeah,
I reached out through my agent, to send out some video to some teams, and Mark called back, and we just worked out a deal. So yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. It's a great city. Everyone loves ball here, so it's awesome.
So how's your time been in Hagerstown so far, with just in general?
Great. It's awesome. It's kind of, I don't want to say like I'm famous yet, but I start to walk through like the streets and people know who I am. So it's great. Everyone, like I said earlier, everyone loves ball here. So it's just a great experience overall.
The Boxcars over the Blue Crabs 10-3 here with Robert Klinchock and former Shenandoah Hornet. It's great to have you and sort of reconnect over
Awesome,
those
yeah,
years.
for
I
sure.
watched you a little bit back in my younger days with the Hornets, and great to see local and fans can come out and watch you.
Yeah.
But I appreciate your time and
Awesome, thank
best
you.
of luck to you the rest of the season.
Awesome.
Welington Dotel joins me, the Flying Boxcars with a 10-3 win over the Blue Crabs. Must have felt nice coming out here in front of the home crowd, hitting a couple home runs deep. Just take us through your performance. How'd you feel?
Well, I mean, I feel very great. You know, like we've been struggling a little bit to win games, and today that was like big game for us. You know, we put everything together. We come enjoy the game, and we play good, and then we win the game.
So, broad picture, I won't keep you long here, but just Hagerstown, the inaugural season for the Flying Boxcars. How's it been for you? How do you enjoy the atmosphere in Hagerstown so far?
Well, I've been, working hard, making adjustment, go day by day, game by game, and put, my best in the game to help the team. That's our goal.
Absolutely. And what does this win mean after coming off a 7-game skid to come back in front of your home fans just to get that big win today?
I mean, it mean a lot to us. It mean a lot to us, like it's get all comfortable again, get us like to, like more excited to play the next game, to try to win the next game, and from there keep going.
Cito Culver joins me after the 10-3 victory over the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. First and foremost, appreciate your time. Big game, obviously, Boxcars on a losing skid. How did it feel to come out here, get the win, a big commanding victory, a couple home runs flying out of the ballpark in front of your home fans?
It's always nice to get back home, right? We were on the road for 6 days. I think everybody was happy to kind of sleep in their own beds and came out here with a different type of energy. And the fans helped us out a lot too.
This ballpark, it just seems like energy times 10 here. Just in general, take me through your time in Hagerstown so far. What's it been like the inaugural season for the Boxcars?
I mean, for me, it's been great. I got here a little bit late, but since I've been here, it's been good. The fans have been great. They've been coming out and supporting us. The stadium is beautiful. Can't ask for a better stadium like this.
That skyline.
Yeah,
I mean, the lights are off, but look at that.
yeah. I mean, especially in indie ball where there's you usually play in older parks and things of that nature, and to have a brand new park with brand new facilities and batting cages and nice clubhouse, it's nice.
Yeah, so with a win like this in front of your home fans, you have a big stretch of home games coming up. How could that sort of propel, in your mind, just a couple game winning streak off of that win, like the confidence moving forward?
I think it's definitely it definitely helps with our confidence and everybody contributing in their own way today. We had really good games from everyone. I think everyone pulled their weight and it was awesome. I think we can build on this just by coming out here and kind of trying to do the same thing and playing with energy and playing to win the game and having a little bit of passion in there.
Cito Culver after the 10-3 Flying Boxcars win over the Blue Crabs. Appreciate your time, sir.
No problem.
Joined by Flying Boxcars manager Mark Mason after a 10-3 victory over the Blue Crabs of Southern Maryland. Coach, thank you first and foremost for your time. A big win after a short losing skid. How did it feel to come out in front of your home fans, just get that victory and looking ahead to a big stretch of home games, just the confidence building off that?
Yeah, well, first of all, it's always good to get home and play in front of our fans. They've been so supportive all year in an amazing ballpark that we get tons of compliments on from everybody, from the opposing team managers all the way down to the athletic trainers. So it's always good to play in front of our fans. And, tonight we hit the ball much better than we have here over the course of the season. And so it was good to get off the losing streak and, as you said, get ready to roll in for another 5 games here.
So it seemed like the ball was flying out of the ballpark. Just take me through some of those home runs, how you'd like the hitting in this matchup against the Blue Crabs.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're a good team. They pitch really well. Daryl Thompson, their starting pitcher, if I'm not mistaken, he holds a lot of Atlantic League records. I think wins might be one of them. So we know they're going to pitch really well. They do that, and they tough. They play hard. But tonight was our night. We were able to get the better of Daryl tonight, and The ball normally hasn't flown like that here in this ballpark this year, but for whatever reason tonight it was taken off with, I think we had 4 home runs. Dotel had 2, Abreu had 1, Campagna had 1, and Gomez. So actually we had 5 home runs tonight. So 5 home runs and 10 runs. That's a good night, and that's a nice night for me to manage. I really don't have to do a whole lot of strategizing there with my bullpen.
Absolutely. Klinchock coming in as he started for the first time from the bullpen. How do you think he did coming from bullpen to starter?
Well, it was a last minute decision too, because Alex Katz was, he came in, he wasn't feeling up to par. So it was a last minute decision for Robbie to get the start tonight. So, he's been a 1, maybe 2 inning guy, most of his appearances this year. So we pushed him a little bit, 3 innings. And, when you're breaking somebody into a starting rotation, that's about where you're going to be, 50, 60 pitches, hopefully 3+ innings. So Robbie was able to get us 3, and then we had Sanchez for 2 and Kelly for 2, so the guys, they did a good job. And then of course Ramos and Andreas at the end. So, yeah, I mean, it was a good night for everybody. I was happy for our fans. They got to see us really put the ball in play and show what we're capable of. And overall, a good game in all three phases. Defense was good. We ran the bases well. A lot of first to thirds, and of course the home runs. And then we pitched well. So good night overall.
So, big picture, Coach, the inaugural season for the Flying Boxcars, baseball back in Hagerstown. Sort of from your perspective, what led you to the opportunity to become the Boxcars manager?
Well, I mean, I had some conversations with some of the ownership in the off season, and I've been able to manage. I've been real, just basically blessed, in other words, to have started some organizations for the first time. So, it's not unfamiliar territory for me. And then when you're talking a ballpark like this, and this is a baseball town, they're used to having baseball, so they're good baseball fans. They understand the game. So when you add all that together and the first year excitement, for me, it was really a no-brainer to come here.
And this ballpark just alone, that's, I think, a crowd attractor. It just looks amazing. It probably never gets old just walking out there every time you're playing at home.
No, it's a special place. It's special out there. It's special in here. The players really appreciate it. And, our front office, our ownership group, everybody has done a great job to get this up and running. Spring training, we weren't able to be here because the facility was not done. So we had to open the season a little bit longer, maybe on the road than what we would have wanted to. But, the players, credit to them. We used Hagerstown Community College. We used the ballpark in Frederick, their minor league stadium. So spring training, we did some traveling, but we got through it, and it was worth it for sure. I mean, to be able to come here for all your home games is special.
Yes, so or maybe to the halfway point of the season, if I'm not mistaken, but the amount, I think you've already had like 1-2 sellouts. The crowd packs the stands. What does that mean for a team first year baseball coming back to Hagerstown, for you all and the team to get the support like that?
Well, it's it's special, really, is what it is. It's special, to be first, right? I mean, we're having a honeymoon period now, and yes, the Atlantic League does do halves, right? So on July 6th, you wipe the slate clean. Everybody's back to 0-0 record, and you play a second half. So, we had a mountain full of injuries this year. We lost our whole starting rotation, and there's a laundry list of other position players that have been down for a while. So we're starting to get some of our players back this week, and now the goal is just to try to click a little bit, stay healthy, and get ready for that second half on July 4th weekend.
Coach Mark Mason joining me on the Kirby on Sports podcast after the Flying Boxcars victory over the Blue Crabs of Southern Maryland. Coach, congratulations on the win. Can't thank you enough for the time, and thank you for having us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.